Herman Cain has been besieged by a number of sexual harassment claims, including from 4 different women, 2 of whom have come out publicly. They're worried that the other 2 are going to come out publicly. In fact, there might be a joint press conference with all 4 that would be quite damaging. So Herman Cain has hired a lawyer, Lin Wood. In fact, this is a gentleman who has done some high-profile cases before. For example, he defended Kobe Bryant in his rape case. So he's familiar with sex charges and beating them back, and he knows how to play that game, because he says that if any other accuser is thinking of coming out publicly, they should, quote, think twice. I mean, this is a direct threat from his lawyer. He says, you should think twice, okay? Very, very clear. In other words, we will rip you apart if you dare to make public the allegations that we've already paid you for. 2 of them got paid, remember. One is out in public, the other one is not. In fact, the one that has not come public apparently is the most serious case. The National Restaurant Association already paid you because they thought your claim was valid enough. But if you make it public, we're coming after you. And in fact, they've already, of course, come after Sharon Bialik and Karen Kraschauer that have come public. Not only has the Herman Cain campaign sent out email after email about it, but they've also used their proxies in the press. Who are those? Well, one of them is Matt Drudge, of course. And they said the Drudge report said, oh, did you know Bialik lives in the same building as David Axelrod? I don't know if that's true or not true. I don't know if it has any relevance, but he throws it out there. But my favorite is that he said, did you know Karen Kraschauer, quote, works for Obama? And I thought, really? But wait a minute, I thought she was a lifelong Republican. Turns out that his evidence that she works for Obama is that she works in a nonpartisan office in the Treasury Department, and that she worked in that same office under George W. Bush. She doesn't work for Obama. That's a way to smear her, like as if she's doing this for Obama. She works for the United States government under Republican and Democratic presidents. But who cares? Matt Drudge, Rush Limbaugh, they're like, how do you want me to smear her? How do you want us to attack these people who were sexually harassed by you in the first place so that we can intimidate other people you sexually harassed into not coming out publicly? Well, if you're going to do that, New York Post is a good place to go. Andrea Pizer, writing in the New York Post, described Bialik as, quote, a gold digger who, quote, flirted like a tart. Now, what does she base that on? Nothing. Nothing. What? Because Herman Cain says that she didn't flirt like a tart, that he doesn't know her at all, that it never even happened. So which one is it? Are you fabricating evidence about how she flirted like a tart, or did Herman Cain never know her? I think you got your lies crossed up. That's what happens in a smear campaign. Well, how about Rush Limbaugh, the king of smears? Well, here's what he says. He says that Kraschauer, because she had filed one other complaint in her life, quote, has a pattern of whining. A pattern of whining? Yeah, look, if some guy sexually harasses you, right? And remember with Bialik, he said, I can get you a job, but if you do sexual favors for me. Okay, if you complain about that, oh, you got a pattern of whining, right? And then how about Bialik? Well, Rush Limbaugh, being the classy guy that he is, pronounces her name every single time as by a lick. By a lick. Ha ha! Yeah, that's so funny, making fun of people who've been sexually harassed and then making a sexual innuendo about that. But you see, she's not the one that harassed Cain. Cain is the one who harassed her. Look, before, and as we've been covering this story, I told you, we don't know what happened behind closed doors, and you got to be fair to all sides. We've been saying that from day one. And when Bialik came forward, you know, she's with Gloria Allred, we weren't sure, et cetera, right? But now seeing Herman Cain's reaction and the way that he is viciously going after these people, I think he almost certainly did it. Because, I mean, to smear them all over again with this kind of disdain and to try to intimidate them, and he paid them off in the first place. Somebody sues me for sexual harassment, I'm not going to say, oh yeah, you're right, here's your check for $45,000. And it's lie on top of lie. One last thing that Rush Limbaugh says about these women, if they're all going to get together, he says, what are these babes going to do with a panel? What does it prove? It proves that your guy is a serial sexual harasser who did it to 4 different women. It proves that it's not one person trying to get money or however you're trying to smear them. It proves they all had the same experience with the same guy. And look at the way they dismissively calls them babes. Are you comfortable with this? If you're a female voter, really, you think this is the way to treat people who have very serious allegations of sexual harassment? So serious that they already had the National Restaurant Association give them huge checks because obviously they believe they were valid to some degree. But you call them babes, you call them buy a lick, and then you claim that they're all tarts who were flirting with Cain instead. It's gross, man. Look, there was a way to handle this if he wasn't guilty. Say, hey, you know what? It definitely happened. The National Restaurant Association made these payments. I hated that we had to do that because I didn't do it at all. But we thought it was going to cost us much more in litigation. But you know what? If these women, even if in their own minds they felt that way about something I said, then of course I feel bad about that. But I swear to you, I didn't do it, right? That would have been one way to handle it, and then not smear them. The other way to handle it is, I didn't do it. This is what Herman Cain did. I don't remember any of that. Oh, yeah, I totally remember it. Let me tell you the details. It was only 2 of them. Oh, it was 4 of them? Oh, well, you caught me again. Lie after lie after lie, and then say, hey, Rush Limbaugh, Matt Drudge, can you go and attack those women in the public? And let's victimize them again. Won't that be great? You have no class, man. Herman Cain, sickening.